Hi, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Good to see everybody
nice,
on here.
Yeah, we're dealing with some weather conditions right now. If you can hear us, go ahead and let us know in the comments because I know there's a little bit of a delay. Oh, Noelle's here.
Hi, Noelle.
Let's see, we're
And just our thing.
yes, we're all here to celebrate Michelle's new haircut.
Oh, did somebody
Okay,
say
yeah.
that?
So everyone says, okay, you're coming in clear.
No, I do need a haircut though. It's getting all
well. That's not what we're here for. So okay, we can hear us great. So let us kind of explain the location situation right now. Ideally, we're not used to broadcasting kind of underneath the slide of our RV, but we are on the shores, Michelle, of where? Let me get out of the way so you can see.
We're on Canyon Ferry Reservoir. And it's dispersed camping, and I feel like we're on a beach actually, and there's no beach.
Yeah, we're in Helena, outside of Helena, Montana. And shout out to Lou and Melody who are watching, as well as Matthew and Sean, who gave us a lead on this spot here outside of Townsend, Montana. All right, everybody is checking in. Teresa, okay, Rick and Teresa are here.
Ray are in Colorado.
Oh, all right, Ray's here. Cool. Karen's here. All right, everyone. Welcome to our first live stream in what has now become, I think, almost 10 months. If I remember correctly, the last time we actually did a live stream, we were in Pinedale, Wyoming, and it was our 4-year anniversary on the road. And we did it on the shores of that lake we were at with Matthew and Sean and the whole crew.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that was the last time. So I am going to try to keep up with the comments, you guys, but we're not a big channel. We don't have somebody else moderating the chat discussion and helping us. So I'm trying to do it myself. Oh, Carrie Cooper's here. Hey, Carrie. Sorry. This is going to be like squirrel thing.
I know.
So thanks to everyone for joining us. We are excited that you decided to tune in. I'm hoping everything is clear. Seems like it is. We have our muffs on. I integrated it into the computer so that hopefully you're not getting a lot of wind noise, even though it actually is really windy behind us. And the reason we're hiding here is because there's shade. And if we sit on the other side of the camper where the water is, we can't see the screen because it's so bright. So
I had to bring that to Kyle's attention.
Yeah,
because that's why I don't work outside.
Yeah, so we may at some point move the camera around a little bit to give you guys more of a scene of the lake. But oh yeah, Soda Lake, that's it. BDR. Thanks, guys.
Our last live.
Yeah,
we were
Soda
celebrating
Lake.
our 4-year nomad anniversary.
Yeah. So welcome and thank you for joining us. We are excited. We got some big news. I thought it might be appropriate enough to say, well, let's go through the agenda. We've got a list here. here's our list. I thought we'll just quickly go through a recap of what tonight's going to look like. We don't know how long this is going to last. In the past, it's kind of lasted like an hour,
good hour
or so. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna do some recapping. We're not going to give you all the goodies right at the beginning. So I know if you are all tuned in thinking we're going to announce our big thing right at the beginning, we just can't do that. We got to keep you hanging a little bit. But as you can see, at least for now, one of the guesses is probably not necessarily correct, since our current RV is the same RV we've had for 5 years. But we're going to kind of give you an overall recap of what's been going on recently for us. If you've joined us on our YouTube community page, you know that we've started putting up polls, and I thought it might be fun just to quickly go through those. I've got a lot of videos I still have to edit, so bear with me. We've got quite a few that are still in the queue, and I'm going to try to get through those. I'm not editing them tonight. We're going to take Q&A in the chat. So if you've got questions you want answered about full-time life, about boondocking, please put those in the chat, and we'll do our best to kind of try to keep up with them and get to the questions as they come through. And then we're going to share the news with everyone. And then we're going to say our goodbyes and adioses. So, that's kind of the agenda that we have for tonight. I appreciate everyone. Amputee Adventure says we're buying their Class C. No, we are not buying Chris's Class C, even though it has been to Alaska and buried in 3 feet of mud. But we won't get to that.
Kevin Hatfield has his popcorn, so he's ready. He's
All right.
ready for our hour.
He's ready. All right. AJ Medic
live.
is here. Hello. Hey. I'm just kind of rolling through there. I'm trying to get caught up on them. All right. We got to focus on this.
Yes.
Most of you know that we update much more frequently on Facebook, especially during the summer travels, because we're filming a lot more during the summer because we're moving around and doing adventures. So our videos during the summer tend to get a little bit further behind than our live Facebook does. We do have, if you're on here and you don't know this, we actually do have a newsletter that goes out every Sunday, and we just sent one out today. Feel free to, oh wait, that's the wrong one, folks. Let me take, feel free to email us if you want us to add you to the newsletter. It goes out every Sunday. We're not selling any of your content or your email address. We just email you kind of the behind the scenes. But so we are currently in Montana, like Michelle said. We just came up from 2 weeks in Stanley, Idaho, and a few nights in Salmon. If you've been checking out our Instagram and our Facebook, you'll know that we did some pretty awesome adventures while we were there. Hot springs hikes, riding 4x4s, which in our 52 years on this earth, we have never done.
Thanks to Michelle and Robert.
Yeah, thanks to More to Life Outdoors, Robert and Michelle. This Michelle was...
I was scared.
She didn't even want to tell her parents. This is how it went. This is how it went. She said, Mom and Dad, we're going on a scenic drive today. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when she gets back and we went on a 50-mile dirt or mountain or 4x4 mountain ride, then she tells them. And, you know, her dad and mom were like totally cool about it.
They were like, that sounds like fun.
Michelle was a little paranoid about that. But
well, I grew up with, I mean, they were just not safe. So.
Yeah. Well, we ride them safe and we had our helmets.
We did. We had helmets.
So, but yeah, so we have become Elks members, or I have become an Elks. Michelle is the spouse of an Elk.
I'm a +1. Yeah,
she's a +1. And we did get a chance to use our Elks membership at the Salmon, Idaho Elks. We stayed there for 2 nights when we went on the Hot Springs hike. So we'll be showing that in a video. We've already dropped a few photos over on our Facebook page. So if you want to get a chance to check those out, please do. Let me scroll back here. All right. All right. We have lots of people checking in. Hey, everyone. Up, Kurt. Look, you're looking, your better looking and younger brother in the family. Oh, yeah. Kurt just checked in. Geraldine's here. Hey, G&G. How are you guys? Oh.
They're our gate guarding buddies.
Brian, great videos on Idaho, our home state. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of videos. I don't know how many, probably 4 or 5 at least. So we're excited to share that with you. We are going to be in Montana for about 2 weeks. I'm sorry. We're going to be at this location for the 2-week stay. And then we're going to be moving on. Ultimately, we're making our way up to Glacier National Park. Yay! So it's been about 3 years since we've been there, and we're excited to go back. The last time we went, a few of the trails that we wanted to hike were actually closed because of bear activity. So we're hoping to be able to hike some of those, like Grinnell Glacier. We also are hoping to hike the Highline Trail. We checked today, and it's currently closed because of ice. Yeah. So we're hoping within the next 3 weeks or so before we get up there, it will open back up. So we've got that on the agenda. And then from there, we're probably going to be heading west. And we'll kind of share what our plans are when we get down to some of that here shortly. All right. Oh, Ramona and Steven are joining the Elks too. Oh, they joined. All right.
Yeah, they're at Elks too.
All right, Travis, did Glacier last summer. Love the Highline and Grinnell Glacier trails. Iceberg was also our favorite. Yeah, we didn't do Iceberg either. I don't remember. We ended up doing, the main one we did was Cracker Lake. Cracker Lake, Hidden Lake, Avalanche Lake, all those lakes.
I really like Cracker Lake.
But yeah, we're gonna hit Glacier again. We're gonna be there for 2 weeks. We got our permits for going to the Sun Road like the very moment they went on sale for the $2 reservation fee. So we've got a lot of different permits to get us in, and also the going to the Sun as well as north,
the other side.
Yeah, north side or south side, whatever it's called.
Glacier.
No,
No.
that's on
Oh.
the east side. We're not going over that way, I don't think. Okay, so anything you want to add to that before we go on to the next item? She just looks like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, this one?
No, not that one. We're still on number 2.
Oh, the recent poll results?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't
Yeah.
know about those.
Yeah, she doesn't know.
I don't create those.
If anyone's following along, and you don't know this already, I actually manage all of the social media. Michelle will sometimes go in and respond to comments either under her name or under the Wandering Shores on Facebook and YouTube. But primarily, if it's a post or something like that, it's usually me that's managing it.
He's the techie one.
Yeah, I manage the newsletter. I do the website. I do the video editing, stuff like that. So sometimes, for example, these poll results, like I'll put up right now, Michelle had nothing to do with it. So she's probably literally seeing this for the very first time. So what we're doing now is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are putting up a poll over on our community page on YouTube. And if you haven't got a chance to go in and weigh in, we had 105 votes on it. We're just trying to get an opportunity to learn more about who's watching, and always one of the things with these polls is you can only use 4 options, or you can only give 4 options. So a lot of times people are commenting down in the comment section. As you can see, there were 18 comments on this one. So it looks like a majority of the people that responded to the poll are traveling or have a travel trailer and or fifth wheel. And then in second place, we got vans, schoolies, or other cargo containers, stuff like that. I know, not cargo containers, cargo trailers, like Dave and Tina do. But yeah, so that's the results. If you haven't got a chance, please go over to the community page and weigh in on yours. Let's look at the second poll result. This one was, what is your dream setup? And clearly, which is not a surprise, honestly, because our videos on boondocking are by far the most popular videos that we have on YouTube. So it's not a surprise that a majority of the people that watch our content or that took the time to comment or respond to this poll are definitely interested in boondocking in remote areas. So luckily for us, we love to do that. And you'll be seeing more of that. We've actually got a campsite review coming out on Wednesday for the Stanley, Idaho area. So
somebody asked about my Colorado.
Oh, yes.
It's not a drink holder. I just put a sticker on my little thing that keeps my drink cold.
It's property of Michelle.
That's right. Property of
Diet
Michelle.
Mountain Dew. And yes, we're drinking out of cans because currently our carbon dioxide tank is being refilled over in Bozeman
for our soda stream.
Yeah, for our soda stream. So that's why we're drinking cans again for right now. So yeah, boondocking in remote is by far the most popular. Let's look at the next one. What part of the region is your favorite? This is a close battle between the Pacific Northwest and the mountains, as well as the Southwest desert vibes. Yeah, to no surprise, folks. I mean, we lived in the Midwest. We love the Midwest, but it's not typically an RV destination, so it finished dead last. But yeah, Pacific Northwest and the Southwest are by far the most popular. Again, we only have the option of putting 4 total options. So there are some comments to each of these. Let me go down here. Let's see the next one, poll result. What is your must-have for boondocking? Without a doubt, it's going to be power. A lot of people put, several of the items down in the comments, but yeah, solar and lithium. Our solar and lithium has been doing great. I know Greg checked in earlier in the chat discussion and said that if our big news is that we have 100 more amp hours of lithium, then he is going to be pretty ticked off. That is not the news. So we've done a pretty good job at keeping it a secret. There's a few folks that know, but we're going to go through some of the guesses.
Yeah, we will.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Debbie and Christian asked, well, they agree with us. They love Stanley. Great place. We did not feel any earthquakes while we were there.
Yeah, no,
our friends felt them prior to us getting there.
Yeah, like 2 weeks before we got there or something. Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to my fan club out there, Dave Arena, Amputee Adventure. Thank you so much. I really do my best in supporting him and all of his techie endeavors, and he does a great job on the page, on the website, on YouTube, and with video editing. So
yeah, this is
Good
what
job.
she's responding to, saying that she's the brains and talent and beauty.
yes, it was some comments.
So yeah, lithium is by far the most popular boondocking setup. We just got 2 more of these polls, but there are more coming. I've already posted, or I've got set up probably at least 5 more questions. This one, who you rolling with? This was actually a surprise. You know, a huge percentage of you guys are rolling with dogs. A much smaller cat population. We are, for those of you who don't already know, cat people. We have 3. And then a few of you, actually 5% of you, have posted that you actually have cats and dogs in your RV. So we're always excited to see those results. And honestly, I figured dogs would by far be the most popular, but I didn't know that it was going to be an overwhelming percentage. And one more. What is the best part of RV life? This is one of the ones where, because you can't put all of the above, you just have to comment on the post and put that. But yeah, freedom, flexibility, meeting awesome people, living simply, and epic views and adventure. Epic views and adventure seem to be the favorite, and then the freedom and flexibility. And like I said, a lot of folks put down in the comment below that all of the above. And you know, if YouTube had a little more flexibility on how many we could put in the polls, we would have more options, but we have to kind of narrow it down. 2 miles to go believes that the big announcement is we're getting a bird. We are naming it Skittles. Oh wait,
It would
that's
be
them.
Skittles 2.0. That's the name of their bird, Skittles.
So, oh, big news. We'll get right to that. Okay, so that's the poll results. We're gonna get you through here, folks, so that you're not on here for 6 hours with us.
Yeah.
Upcoming videos. I think we really already mentioned that. We've got one coming out on Wednesday, and that's going to be a boondocking site review for Yankee Fork Dispersed outside of Stanley, Idaho. Fantastic spot up there. A lot of options when it comes to boondocking. Not a lot of options when it comes to resources available in the area. If you're looking for groceries, you're going to have to give up your firstborn child. But you know, there is some great food there. Papa Bruni's. I keep putting some type of weird accent on it, but Papa Bruni's is a great pizza place that we went to while we were there, so highly recommend that. And then, so that's Wednesday. Next Sunday is going to be our adventures when we were leaving Birch Creek Dispersed Camping, and most of you have probably already seen the campsite review of that location. We hiked to the top of North Menin Butte.
Oh, yeah.
Something cone. Basically to the top of a volcano.
Mm-hmm.
We hiked up to the top of a volcano, and that video is long. I didn't realize how much we had actually filmed for that. Originally, I planned on putting it in last Sunday's video, and that video was already like 22 or 23 minutes. This video next Sunday, I think it's like 32 minutes. It was a lot of fun to edit, and we kind of share some new gear that we got from a company that reached out to us. So we're pretty excited about that. But that is a really, really cool hike. I wasn't so positive, or I wasn't so sure when we got there and we saw the mountain we had to climb, but it definitely turned out to be a really enjoyable hike.
It did.
And so we're going to be sharing that next Sunday. And then from there on, we're going to be moving over to Stanley and sharing the Stanley videos. There's a lot of clips that I need to go through. So I'll be working on that over the next few weeks and getting those out here shortly. And, does Facebook, hold on, I think.
Oh, no. En Route to Adventure asked if we gave the latest news yet.
No, we're
not yet.
One step away from that, or 2 steps, really.
So you're just in time.
Yep, you're in time. We haven't announced it. Tamara says, does Facebook actually, that's where I prefer to do it, because our following on Facebook is much more engaged, because I think people are used to going there versus the community page on YouTube. But Facebook did away with polls. You can't do polls on Facebook anymore. Or the last time I checked was a few months ago, you couldn't do polls. So unfortunately, I can't do them over there anymore. So
weird.
Yeah, so Amputee Adventure says, yes, we're making you wait.
Yep, we're making
No
you
news
wait.
yet. All right. Oh, they're just kind of answering for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get to the big news, does anybody have any questions? Let me scroll up here real quick and just see if there were. Did you buy property in Alaska? I did. Well, we did not. Our friends Chris and Courtney bought property in Alaska that they couldn't even get their RV to. So luckily, if you guys have been following along, you know Amputee Adventures, Chris and Courtney that we traveled with all of last summer, as well as spent most of the winter with down in Arizona. They had bought property up in Alaska. If you haven't checked out his Facebook page, you may not know, but they drove all, I don't know, Chris will have to tell us, 2,500 miles to find out that a mile from their property, the road was impassable with their RV at all. They were kind of, let's be honest, they were duped by the real estate agent. And luckily, though, he was able to sell it very quickly after they decided to move back to Michigan. Unfortunately, they're going to be stationary now, and we won't quite see them as much. And I don't know that my Buckeye blood is allowed in the state of Michigan, so I don't know. He'll have to meet us in Canada.
But we're happy for him.
Yeah, we're happy for him.
Mm-hmm. 2 miles to go says, how are your tank braces doing, Kyle? Good mod?
Oh, yeah. The tank braces are doing great. Sorry, you can. Okay. Oh, they made Grand Teton. Yep. Yeah, the tank braces are doing great. I mean, I don't know why they don't come that way, or I mean, it's a super easy mod. I mean, it was like maybe $30 or $40 total, and took like 20 minutes to install if you got the right drill bit. But yeah, so those are working well. Some of the other mods that we've done, people always want to kind of check in on the Mopica gray tank sensor or / black tank sensor, because we've got a composting toilet that is working well. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 7 or an 8, because the bottom of our tank is not completely flat and it's almost like the hull of a ship a little bit. I think the sonar that it sends up sometimes gets deflected, but we haven't had to clean up urine out of the floor of the bathroom, which means our black tank hasn't overflowed. So it's been working fairly well. I think if you put it on a freshwater tank and the bottom of the freshwater tank is flat, you're gonna really find that works really well. So all right. Did we buy? Oh, Bombs wants to know, did we buy a property or a home base? That might be one of the guesses. We'll tell you here shortly. Let me scroll down here. Oh, Kurt Shore guy, he says he knows what it is.
Yeah, Robin Brockman said the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So thank you for not giving our secret away.
Yeah. So, Amputee Adventures ended up driving 4,000 miles and had 1 mile to go before the RV got stuck in, like, literally it was 2 or 3 feet of mud.
Right there.
It was, I will say, facing an experience like that, Chris and Courtney did amazing. They held it together. So well. I know I couldn't even imagine the amount of stress. I talked to them. Luckily, they had cell phone service where they were, but I talked to them on the phone when that was all kind of happening, and they held it together probably better than I probably would have. Oh, Ryan Clodfelter's here. Snake Killer is here. Hey, Ryan.
Happy 50th.
Yes, Ryan just turned 50, and Ryan and I know each other from the days of me having a little sports car, a little bright yellow sports car, the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. We were in a car club together, and he is notorious for hating snakes. And if he saw them on the road as we were driving through the Dragon down in the Carolinas, he would try to hit them because he hates snakes. But so we call him Snake Killer. Not that he was swerving for it. All right. Oh, Sig is here.
Sig.
Hey, Sig.
Her guess is we're moving to West Virginia.
Oh. We'll have to get. Well,
we do like West Virginia.
Yeah. So,
Teresa says the suspense is killing her.
Oh yes. Come
on.
All right, number 5, the big news. We'll tell you guys. So hold on,
We've already gone through a few of the guesses already.
I don't know how to get this off because I've already got it on. Oh, here it is. There. Let me hide that. Okay, so everyone, we thought it might be fun. We asked you guys over on Facebook to make your best educated guess or uneducated guess in some cases as to what our big news was, and I'll just go through some of the ones that we got. Well, hold on. Let me pull this back up because this is important. I don't think I mentioned at the time I posted this, but there are Easter eggs in that thumbnail. But they're Easter eggs that you have to have some basis of knowledge about certain things in order to figure it out. So think about this as you're seeing the thumbnail. I put it up there on the screen. Some people thought we might be buying a farm and the potential of turning it into a wedding reception venue. I think Little People Big World did that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. Maybe we're moving to Oregon. I will say a lot of people guessed that we bought property.
Mm-hmm.
The guess was Iowa and or Texas. And for those of you who do see the Texas flag up there, that was a hint at what is really going on. And the cornfields, I think, gave some people the idea. I think that was Terry Gandy that said that we might be going to Iowa. That was another guess. A new RV has been a popular guess. We still have our current RV, and we can officially say that we are not getting a new RV.
We really do love our RV.
Yeah, we really do. New cat has been a very popular option.
You know, I would want all the cats. Yeah, but
when we were in the Elks and Salmon, it was next to an animal rescue. And I thought, Michelle, you are not going over there because you
that would be trouble.
Yeah, that would be a mess.
No.
So yes. Oh, farmer. Yep, we're getting everybody thinks we're buying a barn.
Michelle Roberts wants us to move to Oregon. We could be neighbors.
Oh yes. No, Michelle is not pregnant.
No.
52 years old. I'm telling you, that would be a good YouTube channel.
It would.
Boy, could you imagine? We would grow like wildfire. And another guess is that we're getting a specific work camping job, maybe a different one other than the gate guarding that we've been doing in Texas.
Yeah, Travis Southern thought that maybe we were giving that gig up for custom cutting wheat.
Oh, all right. Oh, somebody said a dog. No,
yeah, not a dog.
We cannot have.
I do love a good dog.
Yeah,
though.
Michelle. I mean, we saw a lot of them on the trail we hiked today.
Yes.
We saw mountain bikers, hikers, and lots of dogs. And Michelle always wants to. Michelle always wants to pet every dog, and like I gotta pull her like by the arm. No. Come on.
I keep my distance because I know that's kind of.
Yeah. See, Roland says here we go. Cry me a river. I mean, not in a bad way, but yeah.
I know, animal rescues.
We're entering a competition is another guess. All right, 3-day RV is here. Well, thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. Whatever we do, we're going to do it well. All right, so here's what's going on, folks. This has been several months in the making. And while there's one person on this chat here who has been anxiously awaiting the update on what we're doing, little did they know they're actually the reason I'm doing it. So Melody, thank you for your encouragement. For those who may not have been along for the ride the entire time, when we hit the road, we intended to be on the road for a year or two. I was a mental health therapist in the prison system in Indiana. Michelle, what did you do?
I was a teacher for 22 years in first grade.
First grade school teacher. We hit the road with the intention to kind of live on our savings for a year or two. And then very early on, typically around year one, we realized that 2 years wasn't going to be enough. We then made an official commitment. I think we did it on a video. We committed, actually, it might have been alive. We committed to doing it for another 3 years, meaning 4 years was kind of going to be our max. And here we are rolling into almost 5 years, and we're still not going anywhere. We did not buy property. We did not get a new RV. We don't have a new cat. We're not buying a barn. Yes, we are going to Texas. We are not becoming residents of Texas. I am going back to school. I have decided that I'm going to be a certified RV tech. It has been a learning experience for the last 5 years fixing RVs. I really, really enjoy it. And I think going back to school down at the NRVTA is going to give me that opportunity to continue to do that and to expand what Michelle and I are doing. We are not coming off the road. Yes, I'm going to be at RV Tech School for about 5 weeks or so, but that is just a kind of a stopping point. Oh yes, the big beard guy, Travis said. Yep. Yeah, that's right. So if you guys watch Tech Tip Tuesday, you'll know that Todd is kind of the face for the NRVTA, and I've been thinking about this. I found out that I had actually emailed them back in 21 because I had prompted to get some more information from them, and they never emailed me back. So I called them and they said, well, we didn't send you any more information because you contacted us in 21. And it got buried. The new contact information got buried in that old request. But yes, so this October, we are headed, well, before October, we're headed back to Texas. So an explanation of the thumbnail, folks. As many of you pointed out, we've got the Texas flag there. The school down there is known as the Big Red School, or I call it the Big Red School, barn school, but that is the reference to the big red barn in the back. I didn't want to make it too obvious and use the NRVTA's school in the background, but we're pretty pumped about this. We've got an opportunity here to make some additional income, make it easier for us to potentially replace our RV in the future. Do something that I love doing. I loved doing counseling, but I don't know that when and if we ever settle down, I'm going to go back to doing that. I think this lifestyle of being on the road and making my own schedule has been too valuable. And so I decided I was going to invest my time and money to go down to Texas, become a certified RV tech. I don't know what this means for the Wandering Shores channel long term. I don't think it's going to change a lot.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because my plan is that after school, I'm going to probably, and I'm going to school in October. If any of you watching today has thought about going to RV Tech School, and I'd love to have someone go at the same time. I don't know if they've still got any spots left for the October 20th start class, but if you do, reach out. And, we can talk a little bit more about it. I'd love to have somebody from the community that's going as well. It's a 5-week school down there. The first week is what they call the fundamentals class. That is a class that is really geared towards learning a lot about everything in your RV. Most of the people that take the fundamentals class are going down just so they can help diagnose and fix some of their own stuff in their own RV. The subsequent 4 weeks after that is to become a certified RV tech. Once I'm done with that school, my plan is to head back to Arizona for the winter, where I will be working. I don't know if I'm going to be working under my own shingle yet, or if I'm going to be working at an RV dealership or a repair shop like that to get a little more additional experience before we start hanging up my own shingle. But that is the plan. What working for 2 to 4 months probably during the winter will allow us to do is then the rest of the year we can go and travel the way we have been. And if I want to work, I can update the information about where I'm at, and it'll allow me an opportunity to pick up some side jobs while we're there, working or boondocking in the area. So I still will be doing, I'm just trying to remove some of these comments there. I still will be doing campsite reviews. We will still be traveling. We may be sitting stationary sometimes a little bit more. It is unlikely. We don't have any intention on starting to camp in campgrounds, even though I know that's where business is. That's not what I'm hoping to do. I want to still boondock. I want to stay out in free places and work when people need. I can drive to wherever they're at. So we're pretty excited about this. I'm just looking through. Sweet. Okay. Everybody seems to be encouraging. We don't have anybody saying, what the hell are you talking about, Kyle? You're an idiot. When do you start? Karen Chapman wants to know. Well, I don't know. I've kind of started already, but I've been doing everything for free. At least now I might get some pay for it.
Or
other
was she
than
talking about when to start school.
I thought you meant when guys start fixing RVs. So school starts October 20th. It'll be done the week before Thanksgiving. Michelle, do you kind of want to update, especially there's two folks on here that
Oh,
might
I
want to
know,
know
mom and
what's
dad.
going
My
on?
mom and dad, yes. So I'm planning on flying home like a month early this year. So instead of being home the month of December, I'm planning on flying home the last week of October, being home the entire month of November, and flying back probably near the end of the first week of December. So, surprise!
Yeah. Her parents didn't know that she was coming home. Yeah, so Michelle's going to stay with me the first week of class.
Yeah.
Because part of the arrangement that they have at the school is that each morning, that first week of class, there's actually free business classes on how to start your own RV, inspection or technician business, and those are free for the student as well as the plus ones. And so Michelle's going to attend those with me as well, and then we're going to send her on our good old way out of Dallas back to Indianapolis. For somewhere about 5 or 6 weeks. Once school's over, I'm actually going to pack up the RV myself and head back to Arizona, where Michelle will then fly back to Arizona sometime in the beginning of December. That way she can stay home in Indiana through Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it'll be different because normally I'm there during Christmas.
Yeah, and honestly, the weather will be a little bit better during that time of the year as well, I hope. So we're really excited. I think one thing I want to mention is that I think this schooling and this training is potentially going to give me opportunities beyond maybe just the RV tech work. I watch several RV techs that are on YouTube, and I have in some cases for years. And I think I see an opportunity to expand that service. I know so many people who, are afraid to take on a job because they don't have anybody to kind of fall back on. Maybe that's an opportunity for me to do offer some services remotely, whether that be through video. I can't tell you the number of times Sean and Lauren have messaged me and say, hey, I've got this going on with the RV. Can you walk me through what we might be able to do to fix it? And they can be my hands and I can be the eyes and do that. So I think there's opportunity for that. I also love boondocking, and I think maybe an expansion of the boondocking aspect of our business/page might be another opportunity to explore. So I think we got some big things coming. I'm not going to give away all the secrets.
Yeah, I think it's got a lot of positive potential.
Yeah. So I think there's opportunity here. I'm going to have to go back and read these comments, guys. There's a lot of comments I haven't gotten to yet. But I think there's going to be opportunity to expand not only the Wandering Shores, but maybe off into another avenue. I don't think right now the plan would be to do like RV tech videos on Wandering Shores. For those of you that aren't on Facebook, and I know a lot of you, I'm sorry, those of you who aren't on YouTube, I know a lot of you in the chat are members of YouTube and have channels. It's a crapshoot when you start bringing different type of content onto a page. And I think if you've been around for like a year and a half, you'll know Michelle and I were really struggling about 2 years or about a year ago now, June of last year, where we did that video that's called YouTube Hates Us, because they don't know, because we do boondocking, we do RV life videos, we do some product reviews.
We do a mix of
yeah, we
content.
do how-to stuff. We've got the how to rotate your tongue jack. We've got, and to Michelle's credit, I will holler at her here right now. Back last summer when I had to fix the soft spot in our floor, I didn't want to film that. I just wanted to go and fix it and do it. And she goes, no, you need to film it. And I thought, okay, this is going to be like, we're going to be 300 people that watch this thing. We're closing in on 15,000 now on that video. It's crazy. That's actually one of our most popular videos outside of boondocking site reviews right now.
And to me, it made perfect sense, because I've been in people's campers where, I have felt soft spots. So I knew it had to be that is a common problem. So
yeah. So as we kind of wrap this up, I want to kind of explain what's going on from here. we're here in Montana. We're going to be in Montana for a few months. We're then going to head west to Idaho. We really want to explore Coeur d'Alene. If you guys haven't seen our previous video, we biked down the route of the Hiawatha biking trail, one of the most amazing biking trails you're ever going to find. And it's like all downhill. Then they bus us back up to the top. We're hoping to do that again when we're over near Coeur d'Alene. We're then going to probably have to split off from our friends because they've got other plans. But then we are going to head over into Washington State. My family, for most of you guys know, they're originally from Washington, or my dad's side of the family is. And I've got aunts and uncles and cousins and everybody. Shout out to you guys if you're watching tonight. We are excited to head over towards the Seattle, Bellingham area, where we're going to meet up with them for a few weeks. And then we're going to start making our way back down to Texas. Originally, we planned to go into Oregon and then potentially into California and then over to Arizona. That can't happen. We need to be back in Texas for start date of October 20th for school. And I'm super excited. We're trying not to say anything in some of the videos that we've been filming because I wasn't sure when they were going to come out. But again, if any of you guys are interested in RV Tech School, please reach out to us. I would love to have a buddy that goes at the same time. I don't know if there's any openings still in the October 20th class, but they typically have 2 or 3 classes started a month. So there may be an opportunity where you're still there, but in a class that starts a week later. There's still ample opportunity. So I'd love to have somebody to go with me too, to bounce things off of. But so after Bellingham, Washington area, we're going to start heading to Texas. So I know some of you guys have wondered what our route is going to be like on the way back. We had hoped to go through Oregon and catch up with our friends Jim and Michelle from the Airstreamers over at Crater Lake. But we're just not going to be able to have time to do that this year. We got to get back down to Texas, but we've got many stops. So if you're on the route from Washington to Texas, going through Idaho, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas, let us know. We'd love to meet up. We do have about 40 days from when I think we're going to be done with visiting our family up there. For those of you who have been following for a while, I have great news, and that is my parents finally sold their house out in Port Angeles near Olympic National Park. It was on the market for about a year. They had some ups and downs regarding the community. They live in a retirement community, and the community has some rules that prevented some of the other people that wanted to buy the house from buying the house. For example, having more than one pet. If you have 2 pets, you can't live there. So I'm excited to say they have closed, they have sold, and they are now back in Yuma full time. So we will be heading back to Yuma for the winter. I'm hoping possibly to pick up a job at a local RV repair place that we've worked with before that put in our air conditioner. I'm going to reach out to them kind of in advance of me attending school in hopes to maybe have a job lined up. But if not, then I may be hanging up my shingle in the Yuma area for a while and doing some RV tech repairs. So if you're going to be in that area and you need some work, I'd love to help you out. We have to work out the permits when it comes to public land. So if you're in a campground, it's not a big deal. But if you're going to be out in like Imperial Dam, I still got to go work on all that. But we haven't even launched the business yet officially. We've reserved a few names. I don't want to tell you what those are because they may change.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. But we've got some other things planned that directly relate to this, and I think can really, really expand our community. And we want to just thank you all for your support. We appreciate it. It's been 5 years now. Never did we think that we would have a following of closing in on 14,000 subscribers. That's just insane. Everybody's watching our videos. Our goal used to be to get 100 people to watch our videos, and now that's happening within typically the first hour and a half. So we really want to thank you for that.
Yes.
One thing I want to mention before we head out, and then I'm going to go through and read the comments and respond back. If you've got time to stay on, I would love for you to stay on. But what were you going to say, Michelle? Oh, okay. Michelle's reading the comments. I was going to just say, just as a reminder to everybody, July 8th is Amazon Prime Day. And the way our Amazon storefront works is if you just use this web address anytime you go into Amazon and then you add something to the cart and buy it, we get a little bit of a kickback. You don't have to pay anything for it. We do this with, over the years we've changed and we've shared the wealth because we buy a lot of Amazon, but we use some of our other friends' Amazon store as our starting point for Amazon whenever we shop so that they get a little bit of a kickback. And it's an easy way to support us. If you want to buy us a Diet Mountain Dew, let us know. We'll send you our Venmo account. I told Michelle I was going to put the Venmo QR code up in the corner, but our friend David from over at Fate Unbound always says, buy me a beer. Well, I don't drink. Michelle is, she's 10 years sober now.
What?
Just kidding.
Just ignore him.
Yeah. She doesn't really drink. I mean, she has wine or, a cider every so.
I've never had a problem.
Oh, no, she hasn't.
Gosh.
But yeah, we like Mountain Dew a lot.
We do.
So yeah, but if you're going to shop on Amazon, whether it's Prime Day or not, please use this as your starting point for anything. The way it works is that if you start in our store, it doesn't matter. You don't have to buy anything in our store. You just start there and then you use the find function and go hunt down what you want and then add it to your cart and purchase it. If you put something in the cart and don't come back to it for 24 hours, then it resets to, a non storefront commission, which means we wouldn't get any kickback on it. But it's just a little way to help us out, and it doesn't cost you anything. And with Amazon Prime Deal Day coming up on July 8th through the 10th or whatever it is, it's another way to kind of help support the channel. And Michelle, any closing remarks? Let me go back here to the comment section real quick. I'll scroll to the bottom.
Well, let me just clarify two things.
Oh, hey, Melinda.
Hi, Melinda. So just to clarify, I am not prego.
Summarize the things that aren't happening.
And I am not a recovering alcoholic.
And I am going to school to be an RV tech in October for 5 weeks. And I'm excited to open up, hang my own shingle. We're going to travel all over the country doing RV tech work. We're going to spend our winters stationary, typically in Arizona for right now, maybe somewhere else in the future. But we're pretty excited about that. Mr. C just came on board. So we just summarized what was going on. I don't know how long ago these comments came in. But yeah, so I'm going to RV Tech School, everyone. And we're excited.
October. It's 5 weeks long. 5 weeks long.
Ray says they love the boondocking videos. Thank you. Yeah, we are excited. We're adding one on Wednesday. Our interactive map is still free. I know we've got a lot of friends who hide some of that stuff behind a paywall. We never have. And, I hope that is helpful. I just looked the other day, and our interactive map there on our website that shows all the boondocking reviews, I think it's got like 95,000 views. It was crazy. I couldn't believe, first of all, I didn't know you could even see that information. But yeah, so that it's clearly people are using it, and we appreciate that. And we're going to continue to make boondocking. This site that we're at right now, I've already filmed a portion of it, and I'm going to finish it up, and it's going to be coming out within the next week or two here outside of Townsend/Helena, Montana. It's a beautiful site on a lake, and there are a lot of sites. This is kind of a holiday weekend because the 4th of July is on Thursday. So it's been pretty busy this weekend, but there's lots of sites, and we're not feeling pressured to be, we can see one other RV where we're currently at other than our friend's RV. We're right here on the lake, as you can see behind us.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah. Kurt says he loves the Cleveland Indian shirt. I believe that's actually the shirt Kurt gave us.
Yeah, I think he didn't he give it to your dad and it was too small.
No, I think he gave it to me, and I think it was too small for me, or we washed it.
This is
and
one of my favorites.
Yeah. So it's got
I wear it and
it's got the Cavs, the Indians, and the Browns, because that's the little troll guy for the Cleveland Browns. Irene says we'll be busy in the desert. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I think there's ample opportunity. There's always RVs that need fixing. And, if come December or November, really the end of November, if you need something and you're going to be in that area, let me know. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Oh, a lot of good news, your dad said.
Yes, and yep, you're right.
Ramona and Steven. Oh,
Good
that's right. They're in New
news.
Mexico. Yeah, Ramona and Steven, we'll get back to you because I don't know what part of New Mexico we're coming through yet, but we'd love to see and catch up with you guys. Keith said he wishes he could afford it. Yeah, it's not a cheap school, folks, I will say. But honestly, the numbers that we're seeing that I have an opportunity to potentially make, it's going to pay for itself in like 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched a lot of RV techs that have gone to school and they're sharing their experience over month 1, 2, 3, 4, and they've made the money back from the school. I'm not trying to convince you to go. I'm just saying that it is expensive, but I think in the long run, it's going to give us ample opportunity. And I didn't mention this earlier, but listen, at some point we're going to come off the road. And at some point, if I don't want to go back to doing counseling anymore, I'm going to want to have a career still because I need something to do. YouTube keeps me busy. Our adventures keep me busy. But if I'm stationary in a house, I would love to go out and fix people's RVs. I find it fun. I find the troubleshooting. I find the MacGyver, like how can we MacGyver this?
You love all
that. So we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to your Washington videos and where you would boondock over there. Yeah. Stick with us, Brian, because it's hard. You may already know that, but we do have, well, actually I took down that video. We had a video at Lake Wenatchee. There's an airstrip out there, and I got a lot of comments from the Washington Department of Natural Resources or the Aviation Department. So basically where we had camped is no longer allowed because we camped out near the end of the airway or out near at the end of the airport, and they no longer allow that. So they asked me nicely. They were nice about it, but I took that video down. And then we actually had another campsite up near Bellingham that we had to take down too because it's no longer available. But we are doing the Elks. It's not free, but that's part of the reason I joined the Elks is because there is an Elks lodge that is like 5 minutes from my aunt and uncle's house. So that is part of our stay, but I will be sharing whatever we can find in Washington, with everybody. Okay. I'm just scrolling through here. You'll be so busy you'll have to make an RV tech appointment just to visit you with
the Jim Roberts.
Yes,
says
good old
we're gonna
Jim.
Be too busy. Kyle's going to be too busy as an RV tech. They'd have to make an appointment with him so we could all visit together. Yeah,
well, I'll just have you sign up on my calendar. Let's hope I'm busy.
Yeah.
At least for the 3 months I want to be busy. After that, I'm hoping not to be super busy. I mean, that's really the thing about that career is you can work as little as or as much as you want, and it'll give me something I can do when we come off the road, which we are not planning to do anytime soon. We've still got so many places to see, and honestly, we've got so many places we want to go back to that we've already been. We changed our route a little bit this year. We intended on going back potentially to Glacier and or to Yellowstone, and we enjoyed the south central Idaho area near Stanley, and that so much we ended up staying there longer. Beautiful. And it's kind of, that's the flexibility that we have and we appreciate. Oh, there's seagulls. Yeah, Michelle and I are just kind of befuddled by the fact that there are seagulls here in the middle of Montana, and there's pelicans.
And pelicans.
Yeah, we saw pelicans out there flying and loons, and they just had yesterday. It was super busy out on the lake with a bunch of boats. This lake is 30 miles long. It's actually the Missouri River, but this lake is like 30 miles long. And there were boats everywhere yesterday. Well, this morning I woke up to some news on my phone that said they had a walleye fishing competition. So shout out to my dad, who always, would go walleye fishing and pike fishing up in Canada and on Lake Erie. So we're pretty excited. Seems like a better schedule than all the one night.
Yes.
Yeah, Travis, we
were so stressed this year.
You're right.
And it was only 8 hours long.
The 8-hour shift was really nice versus the 24 or the 12. But that working midnights, I just could not get used to it. I started trying to take melatonin. It didn't help. I would sleep for like 2 or 3 hours when I got home. I'd wake up and I couldn't fall back asleep. I'd take a nap, and then I'd go back to sleep at like 7 o'clock at night and sleep until we left at work at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So it was a little rough. Oh yeah.
Somebody said David or Doc David Sr. said, "Get with it. It's my bedtime."
Oh,
and
yeah.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, he's back in Michigan. That's David and Tina. He's just giving us crap.
Thank you to Amputee Adventure for filling him in.
You're
the best.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You're the best.
Oh, yeah. I think he might have tuned. Oh, yeah. I tuned in like a couple minutes ago.
Let me just add real quick. When we got
David,
here,
I'm going to RV Tech School.
When we got here, there was a bunch of pelican or goose poop on the ground.
A lot of goose poop.
Yeah. And so I was going around with a shovel, picking it up and, so we wouldn't be walking in it. And I go to shovel something and it was all gooey and it looked like a big ball of slime. And I was like, oh, that's really a bigger area of poop that I thought is very strange. Well, so I went after it again and it started crawling towards me. And I dropped that shovel.
I heard her scream. I was over on the other side of the RV. I heard her scream.
Kyle? And I said, because it was crawling toward me, I dropped the shovel and then he came over. It was going to attack her. It's a bat.
Yeah,
it was a bat.
It was in the middle of the day.
It was probably only about that big.
Yeah, Michelle said it was a baby. I said, no, all bats are that size.
Baby.
It wasn't.
But it was like crawling on its wing, its wings, because his arms and his feet are all attached by the wing. And after I Googled it, it was probably had rabies or white nose syndrome.
Yeah, I picked it up. I picked it up with the shovel.
It wasn't flying. It was very still.
Yeah.
And I didn't get close enough. I didn't even think about it to see if it had white stuff on its nose, but I felt sorry for the poor guy.
Yeah. I put him on a shovel and I kind of put him over in the tree line over there to get him out of the blazing heat. But
it was just amazing because that's the first real bat I've seen up close. And I taught about bats in first grade, so it was kind of neat.
Shout out to my buddy Steve. It says, "Do you feel like you've done this longer than you first thought?" Yeah. Originally it was 1 to 2 years. We're rolling in on a 5-year anniversary on September 8th. And I have a feeling it will probably be at least 5 more unless something, with our health or something changes drastically. And yes, I did hear that our buddy Tracy is moving back with Zara to Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'm super excited for him. We actually had planned on, he didn't know this, but we had planned on stopping in Oregon to see him again this year. I hadn't yet reached out because I didn't know when. And then he texted me and says, "Hey, if you're going to be in Michigan, please stop by." And I thought, what do you mean Michigan? You live in Oregon. So for those of you that don't know, Tracy and Zara are actually the reason we're doing, they're one of the precursors to us doing this. We went up and visited them when they lived in Ketchikan, Alaska, and they were really into kind of minimalist and tiny house living and really got us interested in it during our visit to Ketchikan. And we came back and I started doing all kinds of research, and lo and behold, this is how we ended up on the road. Most of you guys also know that my parents actually full-time RV'd before it was a cool thing to do. They were kind of the OGs. I think they did it in the 90s to early 2000s, somewhere right in there, because it was right after I graduated high school and I was in college or whatever. So my parents were full-time RVers. So to them, when we told them, they were like, hell yeah, this is great. Michelle's parents were a little apprehensive, that just not something they had experienced. And, having, to tell them we were going to put Michelle in an RV and drive and live down by the river was, a little stressful.
Yeah.
It was a little stressful, but I think they understand now. They love coming out to visit us when we're out in Phoenix and stuff. So let me see if there's just any more. Oh yeah. Irene says she'd feel bad for the bat too. So I'm just looking to see if we see anything else.
Melinda says, if anyone can do it, Kyle, you can.
Thanks, Melinda. Hope everything is well. Melinda is one of my coworkers from back in Indiana. She has been a huge supporter of ours since the day we left. We still have the gift that she gave us as a going away gift. She made this awesome, she had a blanket made with all of our photos on it from the Wandering Shores with our logo. We still every night we sleep under it.
Bed.
Michelle has now claimed it to be hers.
Mine.
She goes, I get to use this blanket. You need to use this one. Yeah. So we're still using it. It's right inside that window right there. So, what are you pointing at?
The time.
Oh, well,
We're
yeah.
heading in on 1 hour.
Well, listen, people are interested. There's 47 people watching. I can't believe at 1 hour mark.
Well, for some people,
Thanks, Keith. I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is Eastern. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate all the support. And if you've just joined us, the big news is I'm going to RV Tech School in October down in Texas. I am going to be hanging my own shingle. I'm going to be doing RV tech work. Primarily during the winters, but some during the summer while we're still traveling. But we've also got some other stuff on the burner that we'll be excited to announce here maybe in the next couple months that kind of teams up with that I think is going to be a good combo and really can expand our community. And we thank everyone for tuning in, and we appreciate it. If you're going to shop on Amazon, please head over and use our storefront as your starting point, which is right there. And thanks, everyone. If you got any questions, please email us. Don't forget the wanderingshores.com, our interactive map with all our boondocking site reviews. And then we also have our email address. If you're not already on the newsletter list, please just send us an email. Say, hey, please add me. If you're interested in getting one of our Wandering Shores stickers, please let us know. Send us your address. We'll drop it in the mail. We're going into town the next few days. So one of these days here in the next week, we will drop that in the mail. Anything else in closing, Michelle?
Thanks, everybody. We love the Wander Squad. Thanks for joining us.
You guys are fantastic. We couldn't ask for a better group of people to support us. And we're done with like 50 seconds left before the 1 hour mark. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
See you soon.